Camelot331 here, and if you haven't been paying attention, GameStop's been all over the news lately. And not for reasons that you may think. The stock price has been up all the way to the sky and all the way down into the grave several times, and it's still happening. It's still happening. But we're forgetting something. There's still employees at these stores for GameStop that are dealing with unbelievable, ungodly mistreatment every single day. And I actually have a really crazy example with pictures. And oh gosh. Anyways, it's going to get crazy. And we got tons of stories that are backed up into my inbox. Damn it, I'm sorry that I'm such a bad person. I'm trying to work on myself, but you can only work with so much when you're working with something that big. It's just a story of my life. But we're going to get right into it. But before we get into it, make sure you give this video a good old-fashioned thumbs up, doodle. That's real damn important. And don't forget to subscribe. I almost said get on it, doggone it. And that's not till the damn end, son. So let's get right into this juicy-ass, delicious, dripping with poop-filled nightmares of messages. So first message, check this garbage out right here. So it says, one of the top store leaders of a 1.5 store, no less, in my district got fired this week. Not even numbers keep you safe at GameStop. HR overruled District LP, which is loss prevention, who said the store leader hadn't done anything wrong. Shocking. To fire the one store leader who was everyone's go-to for help and advice. No real reason, just for doing her job. When our DL found out that the strongest performer in the district got fired by HR, he tried to get their job back for them, but the regional leader said it was a done deal. My store leader told us that the DL literally cried on the phone with the fired SL because he doesn't know what to do anymore. Shocking. Even the DLs, which are usually pretty terrible, are even kind of in shambles right now as well. But let's be honest, if this DL actually cares about his associates, he'll probably be fired soon anyway. They don't want those kind of people. They only want robots. Robots get numbers and profit. People do not. It says our district is stretched so thin as it is. We literally need 6 store leaders, and 2 stores with barely 3 employees are already covering 2 other stores. Morale is way down now. Shocking. And how could it get lower? You're probably wondering. I don't damn know. They pretty much just dug into the ground and then jumped down there. That's what they're doing. One store leader told us they're giving up and just doing the bare minimum from now on, which I'll tell you a tiny little tidbit of a story real quick. In 2015, when they moved us to hourly and the regional leader said just because my store ranked in the top 100 didn't mean I was a good leader, just because I was missing a damn shelf talker on the floor. Well, that's when I decided I was going to do bare minimum. And we see how that played out. So I can understand their frustration. Your boy only did bare minimum because they only did bare minimum for me. All right. If you were dating a girl or a guy, either one is a great choice. If you were, and you're like, hey, we need to work on this, and they were like, I'm gonna give minimal effort, then you're probably gonna be like, okay, me too. I'm gonna give minimal effort. If you don't care about me, I don't care about you. And then you break up, and then she dates a much more successful person that's way more attractive and makes more money than you and probably has a much larger PP, and you can't sleep at night, and you cry yourself to sleep every single night. That's just a general example. I don't know anybody like that. Other store leaders are talking about quitting. Shocking. Since that whole store left when they found out their boss is fired for no reason. The drama is real, and I'm here for it. Same. So they fired that store leader for no reason at all. But I can garner a guess as to why. Probably because she was the higher of the paid ones there. It's called Legacy Delete. GameStop's been running by this for years now. They take the most tenured, most well-paid associates, and they fire the hell out of them, and then they get some random guy in there that doesn't know anything, but they can pay him $28 grand a year. It's a much better choice for them. But what else is there in the world of GME, the GameStop? Let's look into this one right here. So this one right here says, all right, so I have a GameStop story for you. I was working as a seasonal for GameStop during the holidays, and I was at the cash register ringing up customers. It was a busy day, and 2 men come up to the register, and one of them presents himself as a social worker for the other man and says the other man wants to buy himself a PS4 with some games and starts asking if we have any bundles. We do, and I tell him about a PS4 that comes with 3 games in the box, but I also tell him that some of the games need to be downloaded as though they're not physical copies. He says that's fine, and the social worker lets the other man do the transaction with me. He wanted to pick up NBA 2K20 as well, and I go and grab it for him. Once I'm done ringing him up, he asks if he can have a bag for everything. We're in California, so we have laws about reducing waste, and we do not have any bags to give out, so I tell him this, and he says it's fine. They leave, and I continue to ring up customers. I'd say about 7 minutes later, they're both back in the store again. It turns out the man's car was stolen with the PS4 inside, and came back to see if we could do anything about the stolen PS4. The man starts blaming me for not giving him a bag, and they ask to speak to the manager, who does the only thing she can do: print out a receipt of the transaction and tell them to call the corporate number to see if they will do anything about it. Pro tip, they're not going to. The man was more worried about the PS4 than his car, and we were asked to save any security camera footage while they called the cops. Shocking. You know what this sounds like to me, guys? This sounds like a scam. You know how many times people would buy a PS4 or PS3 or whatever at my store, and they would come in 20 minutes later saying it got stolen and they wanted another one? And I was like, that's not how this works. If your kid was stolen, would you go back to your wife's uterus? No. Doesn't work like that. That's a very bad example. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Definitely a scam. This guy did the good thing and didn't give him a PS4. I don't know anybody that would, but there was a scam going around GameStop where they would ask lowly managers, like low-ranked managers, to fill out like gift cards to Walmart and gift cards to iTunes, and then petty cash it out at the register, and then just give them the code over the phone, and they would act like they were from corporate. And a lot of these people fell for it, and they probably deserve to be fired because that's pretty damn dumb. I'm from Alabama, all right? I'm the dumbest of the dumb, and I didn't fall for that. I might have fallen for it. I didn't. At GameStop, though. One guy called me and said they kidnapped my mom and said I had to give him $500. I told him they could keep my mom. It's fine, but I still fell for it. But what else is out there, guys? This one's real spicy. Check this one out. Happened in the GameStop. The GameStop. It says, hey, Camelot, big fan. Got a GameStop story I figured you'd be semi-interested in. Well, I'm always rocking a semi, son. I worked at the GameStop for 1.5 years, GA for 10 months, and then SGA for the rest, which is a third key manager. Things for the last few months have been pretty bad. We hit manager number 4 within 7 months 2 weeks ago. Shocking. I had been doing a solid amount of hours, probably 20 to 25 a week. Once the new manager started, he brought an ASL, so that cut me down to 10 hours a week. While I wasn't thrilled, I decided to deal with it. Last Monday, I texted him asking if I was on the schedule. I got no damn response. This is going to end badly. I text the ASL. No response. I waited till Friday thinking there's just no hours. The ASL finally writes back saying I'm not on the schedule for that week and the following week. Uh-oh. I ask why, and he says no damn clue. So I decided to drive into the store. That's a little bit of an overreaction, Mr. Guy. He's going to drive right into it with his car and kill everybody. Obviously, it's a typo. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I asked the ASL why I wasn't on the schedule to his face, and he said it's because I was given a first and final. Ooh, what did he do? I asked him when and why, because I wasn't told about that. He said he couldn't give me an answer as it happened during my last manager's tenure. Shocking. So I called my former manager and asked him, and he said that's complete BS. I called my ASL back. I still couldn't get a hold of my store leader, and he said he couldn't give me an answer. I told him I needed hours, and he said no promises, so I put my 2 weeks notice in. Get a call this morning from my ASL saying I'm not going to be getting any hours in the next 2 weeks anyways, so I had to bring my keys in if I was quitting. Okay. I go into the store, and it's my store leader, and I ask why I wasn't on the schedule. He said he didn't know and couldn't give me an answer or proof that I had a first and final. Ooh, wow. I leave the store, and when walking to my car, the other SGA who works there told me that the store leader was stealing from the store and blamed it on me, therefore leading me to be investigated. Said the SGA tried to say it was wrong, but the store leader swept it under the rug with the DM. The DM never talked to me or asked my side. Shocking. Didn't watch any footage. Shocking. Basically, they forced me into quitting for something I didn't do, trying to slander me. Wow. I stayed through the C virus, 2 store-wide walkouts, and 4 different managers, but clearly that meant nothing to them. Shocking. You can work there for 20 years and it doesn't mean nothing to them. Hope you enjoyed what I had to say, and others who go through this know it's not just them. It's a BS company. Shocking. So no one communicated anything with this guy, and the store leader was stealing and they just pinned it on him. You know what actually I witnessed several times at GameStop? I witnessed Egg doing that very thing. He would get into, somebody would find out that somebody was putting discounts on something because he would do that for his friends or something. And he would literally blame it on a part-timer and fire them. That happened like 5 different damn times. Shocking. Everybody's an egg today, which makes sense. Next message. Now this message is going to blow you to pieces, and I got pictures and everything. This one's going to make your PP swell to the size of 10 PPs. Like the Grinch. Like the Grinch. But if it was an adult film, what would that even be called? How the Grinch Stole My Girlfriend and Clapped Her Cheeks right in front of me as I cried. The Volume 1. The movie. Hot damn, son. Hello, Cody. I have some information for you about the GameStops in New York City. I do ask for my name and information about this to be blurred out. We already got that covered. So we are a part of Region 17, District 06, formerly known as District 1706. Our district leader was a store manager for 11 years. His name is Lawrence Skia. He got promoted to DL and fired him a year after doing so. So far, he tried his best to look after the stores, but was ultimately let go for doing so. Shocking. GameStop does not like to promote from within. They do not like that. So I'm actually surprised, but not surprised he got fired immediately after. Now we have a temporary DL, which isn't even a coincidence that our previous DL came from his district. His name is John Reza. And honestly, he is on a warpath at the moment. So far, it's his first day in the position, and he fired 2 store managers in the blink of an eye. Right now, our entire district is in fear that they are next. So far, he's treating all store leaders harshly, and it seems like he's doing it out of spite. Our stores are literally only receiving hours for store leaders and barely hours for assistant store leaders, causing us to have single coverage almost every day. The company is only doing so to increase the district's UPLH, units per labor hour, to ultimately increase whatever little profit they can squeeze. But it's hard as hell because our days here can be extremely busy. No one is fighting for us to have more hours so we can actually get things done. Store leaders got terminated left and right, being treated like trash, all so the company can maximize any piece of profit and then turn around and give DLs and ups huge bonuses for doing so. Morale has drastically went down the drain, and it only seems to be getting worse and worse from here on out. I want to put out a disclaimer. GameStop is really popular right now because of their stock price, which has nothing to do with the company's like core values or anything. And people are really supporting it right now. And I totally understand what's going on. But the company's real bad. It's a really terrible company, terribly ran, and has a lot of terrible people working for it. So let's make sure we remember that. He goes on to say, oh man, and don't get me started with the associates who are testing positive. It seems like all the higher-ups in the company don't believe in the C virus. I'm not shocked. Forcing people who tested positive to come into work. We've heard this multiple times from this company. I've heard 3 different instances already about that in our district. Ultimately putting our other workers and guests in danger of catching it, but no one cares. Our temp DL and regional director isn't believing of the C virus and aren't trying to follow the social distancing guidelines for all the stores, sometimes having 30 people in a store that only is supposed to have 10, all so we can keep up with the demand increase in our business traffic. I'm honestly looking to work for a cell phone company or wait till I get fired to collect unemployment again. What do you think is the best course of action? I'm not sure if you'll ever see this, but I hope you do, so every other store leader in my district can get the courage to fight back with this guy. And I hope you do see it. I hope you working in 1706 or 706 or whatever it was. I don't remember, but I hope you get the courage to fight back. We feel like he's on a warpath only because that one great store leader he had that got promoted to DL is fired. And in his eyes, it's because of us. So he's going to want to get rid of all of us here in the city, but we worked too hard for this to happen. Worked through C virus. A lot of us have the C virus and still held down for this company, and this is the repayment. I actually have a story that I'll mention after this real quick. And if you take a look right here, here's our boy John Reza right there. I'm definitely going to get sued for this video. It's fine. I've been, this has happened 100 times now. It's very easy to maybe not get arrested. I don't care. This is the guy. He's just firing every damn body. This guy right here. Zoom in on his face. Going on a warpath. A damn warpath. So as you can see, everything at GameStop still going ham. They're going crazy as hell at GameStop. Crazy as hell. They're still getting fired left and right. GameStop doesn't give a damn about the C virus. Regardless of not whether you think it's, the end of the world. It is very bad in certain places, and especially New York. And they're making these people come in with it. They don't give a damn. Let's be honest. They don't care. As long as they make their money, they don't give a damn. So if you have a story and you work at GameStop, hell, you work at Best Buy, Amazon, doesn't really matter. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Message me on there. You can get your voice heard through my channel. Like the damn video. And don't forget, guys, get the hell on it, doggone it. Bye. Yeah. I used to drink this stuff when I was an obese little kid. And I still do.